man of temptation.
An iota?
This was him prepping.
He was, in fairness, he's been...
Jonathan Taylor has a back. Yeah, he has a front, too.
Chewy was right. Is it the salty snacks you crave? No. Yours is a sweet tooth.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue with Gabe Neitzel and Mark Chamora. Here's Jen Latta.
I don't know if it's a good or a bad thing that you keep using Seinfeld in the opens like that, because I feel Chewy and I could just then for the next 5 minutes just spit different quotes like from that episode back and forth.
That's a top 5, Seinfeld.
Bosco!
When's the last time you watched Seinfeld?
One day we're going to have to get your top 5.
Probably 2 weeks ago. I feel like there's always like Comedy Central always has it on now.
I get yelled at when I watch it. I literally, is when I hear the car pull in the driveway, I run to the TV and change it, just so I don't get yelled at. Yeah, that's my life. And then I go to the Brady Bunch, which I don't get yelled at right now.
Is there more panic? Would you ever have, I guess... When you were young, was your mom, I know you grew up on the farm, was your mom helping on the farm? Was she more stay-at-home mom?
Nah, she stayed at home.
Okay.
Because we had 4 boys in 4 years.
Sure.
And then...
Ouch. So there was never like...
My dad went 5-hole twice.
Slipped it past the goalie.
4 times?
I mean, 6 years is past the goalie, and then 11 years is certainly past the goalie, right?
Yes,
Okay,
I would guess those are not as planned, especially after having 4 in 4 years.
Yes.
I would say that's a little more unplanned.
No.
So you never had to deal with, like your mom went, oh, hey, we're going to have some chicken tonight. Make sure you take it out of the freezer so it thaws out. You never had to deal with that.
Oh, God.
And then the panic of the car pulling into the driveway.
No.
And you realize you have not pulled the chicken out of the freezer.
No. But you know what time we ate dinner?
5:30.
I'm going to say 4:30.
4:30.
Yeah. We didn't eat dinner till like 8 in my house growing up.
You know why we ate at 4:30?
Because you still had work to do after.
Because my dad wanted to eat at 4:30.
Okay, that's fair.
That's when parents ruled the house.
I see here it comes.
No, I won't. I'll save that for next Monday. Monday, I'm at a little bit of a different burn.
You're not even going to be here next Monday.
That's why we're saving it.
The funny thing about the chicken thing, and today's my mom's birthday. Shout out to Sweet Susie.
Oh, happy birthday to Susie.
However, the chicken thing now is giving me PTSD for like summers when you were supposed to do your chores or do whatever, and you'd hear the garage door and like, oh, bleep.
Yep.
I didn't do this. I've been sitting here all day, or I was outside and like, I got to get home right now. I'm so sorry. Yeah, terrible PTSD.
Yeah, that's not a good feeling.
That was...
No, my mother always cooked, no matter.
Yeah.
Always. If you want to call it that.
What would you
salt
call
and pepper. We had a spice rack, and it was salt and pepper, and that was it. Maybe is shake and bake a spice?
Great question.
I mean, you want to talk about PTSD?
Does shake and bake still exist?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Shouldn't.
Why not? That's,
Well, maybe it's not Shake and Bake's fault. It's the fact that every ounce or every drop of liquid is out of the meat. You know, Christmas Vacation when he cuts into the turkey? That was our meal.
Shake and Bake you get for $4.39 at Target.
Okay, there you go. Shake and Bake, still alive.
I don't know if that's a good deal or not. $4.39.
Sounds kind of expensive.
Yeah, right? For just like a seasoning pack?
A seasoning?
They got a lot of different types.
Really?
Yeah. Parmesan crusted, crunchy pretzel. Ooh.
Yeah, Shake and Bake wasn't only chicken, it was pork chops too, right? Oh, is that bad stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's PTSD.
I want to buy some.
Really?
Fun.
I thought you'd make your own.
Yeah, I do, but science, test it out.
Okay.
We keep hearing about the Packers defense. It's going to be better this year. It's going to be better. They're making changes. We keep hearing from different defenders who talk during training camp, and I can't help but be skeptical because Joe Barry, in 6 years of offensive coordinator, 2 here in Green Bay, this is his 3rd season, and then 2 years in each of his 2 previous stops before coming to Green Bay as a defensive coordinator, he hasn't been very good. The defense wasn't good enough last year, and I don't think you're going to get anyone who's going to dispute that. But part of the problem was, he wasn't necessarily on the same page as everyone. So while I'm still skeptical, when I hear Jair Alexander talk to the media yesterday, I like the enthusiasm in his voice. I like the way he's been talking. For example, when he stepped up yesterday and talked about how the issues on defense, it was that they were not executing, and that's what needs to change. So, again, it seems like Jair Alexander is starting to get on the same page as his defensive coordinator.
I mean, I think last year we was making a bunch of excuses for ourselves, and, Joe Barry can go out and call whatever call he wants to, but at the end of the day, we got to execute that call, and I think we were making a lot of excuses for why we wasn't, especially early on in the year. At this point, we are good enough in the defense to execute the call, So I don't think at this point it's about the call; it's about how we execute it, So I think that's the biggest thing that we've come together as a defense on.
Kind of a walk back because you're 0-0 right now.
Sure.
I don't think he can hold his tongue if they don't start off very well.
I would completely agree. To me, Jair, love him or hate him, and I think most people on the Packers fan base loves him, but I am going to absolutely love him this year, A, because I trust him as a defensive back, and B, because to me, he's like the truth serum, right? The dude's going to step up there and tell his truth.
Yeah.
And if he thinks there's something up with the defense, he's going to step up and say something. But the fact that last year he was not happy, I don't know if you would go as far to call him a malcontent, but he was not happy. And it was very clear that the defensive backfield was not on the same page as the defensive coordinator. It seems, again, it's early in camp, so it's easier to do right now. But I think that this is a good thing, that he is willing to step up and be on the same. And again, it's good for him. This is what you're supposed to do when you're professional. But I think it's a good thing that him and the defensive backs seemingly on the same page as Joe Barry.
Well, the defensive backs coach wasn't on the same page as Barry last year. To me, it sounds like a walk back because Jair's making it sound like they didn't know what they were doing or they didn't study or for whatever reason. This is what I think the problem is. I think Joe Barry's stubborn. He's set in his ways, right? That doesn't...
I wish you wouldn't have said that. Now I got to respect him just a little bit more as a fellow stubborn person.
Yes. I think he's very stubborn. He's having a hard time changing his ways, which was and I'll always go back to Super Bowl 32 with Holmgren, because Holmgren was never like that. He always wanted input. Chew, what do you like? Brett, what do you want to run here? This. And then it pivoted to, we all knew he was looking for another job. He wanted to be the GM head coach type thing. And then we go to Super Bowl 32, and all he's got to take is that one little tag off the play, scat tag, which the offensive line is saying, just take that off. It really doesn't matter. Then he went to being stubborn and saying, no, it's not the reason why we lost, but it certainly contributed to why we lost. So hopefully, maybe he loses some of that stubbornness of it's my way or the highway and starts listening to some of these veteran players, because players are smart and players are right in the action. Maybe he's changed. That's all we can hope for.
I think you have to hope for that if you're a Packers fan.
Because
hope.
If it's going to be the same old,
then they're going to be 17.
It's not going to work again. But I'm skeptical of Jair. It's kind of like, you know what it feels like? It feels a little bit like Bakhtiari, where he went hard to the hoop in the offseason and this, and all of a sudden he toned it. Someone told him to tone it back.
Yeah.
Maybe that happened to Jair, but I just don't see Jair holding his tongue if things don't start off very well.
But I guess, again, at least the fact that he's willing to start here is encouraging, because I feel after, I don't even know if it was week, I mean, it was after week 1, right? After Justin Jefferson went bonkers in that first half.
He was talking about, he was like, why wasn't I on him the whole time?
Yeah, so he was against Joe Barry from week 1 last year. You would think somebody would have told him to, hey, come on, cool it down here, and he just didn't, right? Anytime things would go even more wrong, he would be the one that everybody would want to talk to.
Well, you want to know why? It's because probably his defense, Jerry Gray, last year was sitting in meetings going, what the hell is this coordinator doing? And then players pick up on that stuff.
Yep.
Because that happens. Let me tell you what, that happens.
Do you think it's possible that Jair or any of those guys would have gone to LaFleur and been like, hey, man, we want Jerry Gray to be the guy? Like, I mean, you can't do that. But do you think there was a point last year or the last 2 years where they're like, this isn't it, coach? Not that he has to listen or would, but just like that would say something to me.
Coming from Jair, probably not, because they're very leery when it comes to outspoken.
Sure.
Outspoken.
It would have to be somebody like a Preston
maybe like
Smith.
a Kenny Clark or a Preston Smith.
Yeah, a little quieter, just solid.
But that's
player.
on the head coach. The head coach is the one that should be grabbing these guys and like, what's going on? Are you guys? And then they say, well, guys aren't studying. We're not picking this up. We're confused by his defensive game plan. That's typically what happens. It's the head coach's responsibility to nip that in the bud before it ever gets to that point.
Getting everyone on the same page is part of LaFleur's job. So him not rehiring Jerry Gray, didn't fire him, but his contract expired, so they decided to let him go and not renew the contract. That was maybe him going, okay, maybe we need a new defensive backs coach, because clearly he was sticking by his guy in Joe Barry Carroll.
Yeah.
So getting a defensive backs coach that's going to be on the same page as Joe Barry is
I can tell you this.
step one. And maybe this all blows up in week 3. Who knows? But the fact that they're starting on the same page, I like it.
Yes. You like it now.
Doesn't that bother you, though?
I'm not celebrating. I'm not writing home about it, but it's encouraging. The same way that Jen was encouraged by Jordan Love's good day last Saturday that everybody wrote about. Like, do I think that this means the Packers, they're winning 11 games now?
Yeah.
No, I don't think that. But in order for the defense to actually improve the way that a lot of people want it to, this is step one. This is step one of everyone being on the same page.
Because I know of two instances that were close to home where head coaches were asked to change their staff up. They refused to change their staff up, and they got fired. Sometimes head coaches are too loyal to a fault because in order for a team to be successful, you need good coaches. You need good assistants.
You can name any names here?
I won't. Not today. Maybe another day. But they were let go because they were too loyal and they wouldn't make changes. Right?
In the NFL?
Now, if I'm LaFleur and Jerry Gray is respected as one of the better defensive coaches, I'm overriding that. I'm like, dude, how can we make this work?
AFC or NFC?
Oh, no, it was college.
Oh, okay.
It was college.
Tom Coughlin, huh? Interesting.
It wasn't Cufflink. But sometimes they're too loyal to a fault.
Yeah.
You know? Like Jerry Gray's a well-respected, great coach. I would have did everything in my powers to try and keep him here.
And I get why sometimes you don't want that dissenting voice in the room. But if you have a respected coach, like having that dissenting voice.
All right,
now again, if it gets too loud, it's obviously a distraction.
Would you rather have a yes man or would you rather have a dissenting coach?
That's what I'm talking about.
Yes men.
That's what I'm talking about.
I don't want yes men.
Now, it gets to a point where, hey, we've made the decision. We're moving forward with this. We all got to, present a unifying front. We all got to be on the same page. But behind closed doors, you can have those tough conversations about what you want to be doing with your offense, with your defense, with the direction of your team.
I've fired friends.
Who'd you fire?
I've fired friends. Like, you were hired to do a specific job, and you didn't do it, so you're canned like tuna.
I would expect that from you.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know what job you would hire me for, but if I didn't live up to that job, I would expect to get fired from you.
Well,
what are you laughing back there?
I was thinking of the things he could hire you to be.
Yeah, I have no idea. I don't have any discernible skills.
I know you couldn't fire a friend. There's no way in hell.
Fire my mom. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, you haven't fired her. You just tell her to go outside the truck.
Yeah, and I will say she did kick ass in the trucker last weekend. So
you're definitely not firing a friend. Because you're too nice.
Yeah, no, I would agree.
Competition takes over, though. Competitiveness
takes over. But if I'm just like hiring somebody to do something around the house or whatever, if I've got a buddy who's a plumber, I've got a plumbing problem, like I'm just going to bite the bullet and just, all right, he's going to come in. It's not going to be the best. So I'm going to have to bring him back again. But here we go.
Wow, what a. That would be.
I'm still trying to figure out. Well, I don't have a buddy who's a plumber. That was just
your dad's
an example.
An electrician.
Yeah.
He
hates plumbing.
Yeah, don't get electricity and water mixed up. We've gone over this.
Is that kind of like cops and firemen?
Maybe.
I'm putting on the poll.
I've never thought to ask him. I can ask him and come up with an answer.
The reason cops hate, because my brother was a cop.
Yep.
The reason they hate firemen?
Yeah.
Is because they're one on, 3 off.
Sure.
And they're jealous. Right?
That would make sense.
That's why he was. 3 off, 1 on. It's a pretty sweet deal. Yeah. No, so I have no problem. You're there to perform a service. You don't perform the service. You're out. I
know you've got zero issue with firing friends. Our next guest probably would have. He's too nice to. I don't think he would fire.
Way too nice.
He would not fire any friends. But he will tell us what he thinks of Jair Alexander. Plus, it looks like Jordan Love had another good day. First day in pads yesterday. We'll get the Jason Wilde report coming up next. Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy continues next on 94.5 ESPN.
We are looking at a little bit of a backup along 894 westbound. We had some debris in the right lane right around 76th Street for a while there, and that has been cleared out of the way. The delays are working themselves out. Slow from 27th Street all the way to 76th. Northbound on 43, backing up a bit right around North Avenue all the way up past Keith. Everything else is looking pretty good. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, hazy sunshine with a high of 82 at the lake, 87 inland tonight. Mainly clear and comfortable, a low of 68 at the lake, 65 inland. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Football Guy.
If that is the case, Tuesday is amazing because you get a free bonus square day off.
Football Guy.
Why is the Friday after Thanksgiving off, but the day before our independence isn't off?
Coming at it from different views. Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Also sponsored by Coors Light. Weekdays 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN. And available wherever you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand.
Let's face it, talking about life insurance is never easy. But after we watched a close friend lose her husband with no insurance, we decided that wasn't going to happen to our family.
Yeah, but shopping for life insurance can be almost as difficult as talking about it.
But then we heard about Ethos Life Insurance. They're a new kind of life insurance, built for people on a busy schedule who don't have time for unnecessary doctor's visits, fine print, or hidden fees. You know, who want to keep it simple.
I couldn't believe how easy it was. We answered a few basic questions, and within minutes, we had an estimate of what it would cost and what sort of policy made sense for us.
I never imagined a life insurance could be so affordable.
And accessible.
The peace of mind knowing that our future is secure, it just removes a lot of the fear around getting older and...
Yeah, the unexpected.
I'm glad we talked about it.
I'm glad we went with ethoslife.com.
Go to getethos.com now for your free estimate. That's getethos.com. Getethos.com.
Are you ready to be treated like a VIP? Drop the third-party apps and download the Cousins Club app for true VIP status. Then order your favorite subs and sides directly on the Cousins Club app to reap the rewards. You'll get access to exclusive, limited-time only products, coupons, and special offers. And you'll earn reward points, free food, and Cousins merchandise. Now that's how a VIP should be treated. Cousins Subs. We believe in better.
When your car or truck needs service, you should take it to a specialist. I'm Jim Token, president of the Auto Dealers Association of Metro Milwaukee. At a member, new car dealers have factory warranted parts, the latest diagnostic equipment, and certified manufacturer technicians. Plus, their prices are as low or lower than independent shops, even on routine things like oil changes and tire service. Knowing all that, why would you ever consider going anywhere other than an Adam member dealer?
Are you a veteran who needs assistance? Do you know a veteran who needs help? The Wisconsin Department of Veterans Affairs is here for Wisconsin veterans, their families, and their survivors. We can help connect veterans with services such as medical care, financial and legal assistance, housing, mental health services, substance use treatment, and more. For more information, please visit wisvets.com. That's WISvets.com. Sponsored by the Wisconsin Department of Veterans Affairs, with funding provided by the Milwaukee Brewers and the Brewers Community Foundation.
Ready, down, put. All Packers, all the time.
But I had somebody retweet it to me and say, "Wow, throw?" ? I mean, no, like good throw, but also I would say, like if Aaron Rodgers made that throw, we wouldn't even be talking talking about. We'd be like, oh.
Okay, most of the time.
Almonds specifically or all nuts?
Well, these nuts, those nuts, whatever nuts work.
It's Jason Wilde on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Brought to you by Boucher Automotive. With 16 different new car brands and over 35 pre-owned brands to choose from. Boucher Automotive. We are driven by you. And by the Bridgewater Modern Grill. Nestled in the heart of Milwaukee's emerging Harbor District. Enjoy a specialty crafted menu centered around a custom oak-fed grill.
He is our friend. He is our teammate. He is Jason Wilde. Joins us 3 times a week here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Good morning, Jason.
Good morning, guys. How are you today?
Very well.
Could you ever fire a friend?
Very well.
Very.
Fire a friend?
Yeah.
Like if you had a friend,
Phoned a
Jason,
friend.
that had a business and you weren't happy the way he handled whatever he was fixing.
Oh. I don't... that's a good question. What prompted this discussion?
Oh, I fire friends all the time.
But it also, we started talking about the Packers defense and Joe Barry and how it ended up being Jerry Gray who ended up being on the outs because I guess from the outside looking in, you know, LaFleur stuck by the guy he was more familiar with because you needed everybody on the same page.
Yeah, well, first of all, I think Jerry Gray left of his own volition because he didn't want to work with Joe Barry anymore.
It's fair. But his contract
the vibe I
expired,
got.
yeah. And they didn't renew the contract or whatever.
Well, I think he was glad his contract was expiring. I really think he was pretty unhappy. I also think that if there was anything, I don't want to say nefarious, but if there was anything going on there, I would say it was probably Matt LaFleur realizing, you know, the defensive backs really like Jerry, and as you could tell last season, they were not big fans of Joe Barry. So I think he maybe had some concern that there was a division in terms of who those players trusted and who those players thought was an idiot. So it was interesting talking to Jair yesterday. Like, it sounds very much like he's going to, A, travel with the opposing best receiver, and B, they're going to play a more aggressive style in the back end, which then leads to the question of, then why did you keep Joe Barry? Because that's not what his system is. So it's a strange dynamic, and I don't have a lot of good answers for it, but it was really interesting to listen to Jair talk about it because that goes back to your original point, which is you can't fire a friend, so you ask him to do his job completely differently. That's apparently what's going on.
So what was he talking about, Jason? Was he saying we don't study, we were confused, we don't know what's going on?
But so,
No,
you know
I
what,
think
just for context, Jason, let's go ahead and play that Jair Alexander clip again, just to, if anybody happened to not hear it, here's the Jair clip that Chewy just referenced.
I mean, I think last year we was making a bunch of excuses for ourselves, and, you know, I mean, you know, Joe Barry can go out and you know, call whatever call he wants to, but at the end of the day, we got to execute that call. And I think we were making a lot of excuses for why we wasn't, you know, especially early on in the year. At this point, like, we are good enough in the defense to, like, execute the call, you know. So it's not, I don't think at this point it's about the call. It's about how we execute it, you know. So I think that's the biggest thing that we've come together as a defense on.
So was he saying they weren't prepared? Because, Jason, this defensive scheme doesn't seem all that complicated to me.
Yeah,
Am I wrong?
I don't think no, you're not wrong. I mean, and it's designed basically to shut down offenses, or theoretically shut down offenses, like the Packers offense, which obviously that system has proliferated throughout the league in recent years. I mean, LaFleur was, the third one to get a job after Shanahan and McVay, and now they're everywhere. So that was my question, and I phrased it as, you know, it looked like you guys weren't, you know, super happy or on the same page last year with Joe, and it took you a while to kind of get things going. And is the communication better or something like that? And that was the answer. So I interpreted that as a couple things. One, we hated the calls, and then we didn't execute them very well on top of it. So if we don't like a call, which is probably going to happen this season at times too, we need to do a better job of handling it. Secondly, the calls aren't going to matter as much because now he's going to start calling what we want. And so we won't have as much trouble executing it because it'll be smarter calls that we believe in. That was how I took that. He also said something interesting because I asked him about this whole idea of being more aggressive because we've heard a lot of that in the first week from both him and Rasul. And, he admitted that he sometimes is the one who plays farther off the line of scrimmage than maybe he should, which I thought was a really interesting admission because for me, that was like the number one thing that I would kill Joe Barry for, was that it's 3rd and 6 and you got guys lined up, 8, 9 yards off the line of scrimmage. And you're thinking, well, what the heck are you going to do here? You're going to let them catch it right in front of you? Oh, yep, that's exactly what you're going to do. So I'm not entirely, the other challenge with Jair is that, he's a different cat now. And so I'm not sure always if I'm getting the 100% truth from him when he gets riffing like that. But again, I really do think that they are changing how they're going to cover in the back end. And I think that's a function of, quite frankly, Matt LaFleur saying we need to be more aggressive. I think that was a big thing. And if that's the case, that goes back to where we all started this conversation. He didn't fire his friend. He basically just told him to do his job differently.
So defense may be more aggressive, and it looks like Jair is also looking forward to Eric Stokes getting back because he said the defense is going to be Strap City. What does that mean? I don't know what that means.
It's a new nickname.
But what does it mean?
I have no idea.
Okay.
well, everyone should take a guess at what you think that means.
Don't look to me.
Jason, what do you think Strap City means?
Well, the only football strap that I can think of is the chin strap or the jock strap. So is it they're going to hit you in the mouth and be more aggressive, so you better buckle your chin strap?
Or they're going to be covering you so tight that you're in the jock strap.
I think it was like Velcro straps.
I don't think they wear jock straps anymore.
No, they don't.
Compression shorts?
Yeah, I think everything's compression shorts.
Okay.
Huh.
What?
Well, Jason, will you ask today?
Is that true? I have not. Oh, you want me to ask?
If you wouldn't mind for us.
Just take a quick straw poll across the locker room, best you can.
Find the guy who you're most comfortable asking about his under area.
Yeah, well, first of all, wait. Do you want me to find out what Strap City means, or do you want me to find out if they wear jock straps?
Yes.
anymore?
I mean, Jason, we're giving
What is
you
my assignment?
I mean, okay, so the assignment is, if when you got time, both. Training camp is pretty long, so if you want to start with Strap City and then write the jock strap story like next week for the State Journal, that would be much appreciated.
Please, and thank you.
Okay. So do we have time for my favorite jockstrap story?
Yes.
Yes, we do. Yes, everyone.
It doesn't matter how late.
As long as it doesn't involve me.
Yeah, first of all, we're not late yet. Second of all, we could be 10 minutes late, and if you go, I have a favorite jockstrap story, we're making time for it.
All right. So, sorry about that.
That's all right.
I'm not you guys. I'm walking the dogs, and this young man came up behind us. We didn't see him because we were so engrossed in the jockstrap story. Which, oh, by the way, if you're that kid walking behind me, you're like, what the hell is this guy talking about?
Who is this guy talking to about jockstraps at 7:30 in the morning?
The next thing, there's going to be a police car rolling up behind me.
Sir, you're a little too close to the school here to be talking about jockstraps.
What a citation.
Go ahead, Jason.
Oh, my God. He was totally like Judge Reinhold in that Seinfeld episode, too. Like, I just turned around, he was there.
Close talker.
Seidler. So anyway, Chew, you know you're one of my favorite guys that I covered, and I love that era. Like, I know we all act like, oh, the old days were better, right? But it was just so different. Like, you could, like, I think I'm still pretty good at developing relationships with guys, but it's so much harder now than it was back then. You have less time. Guys are less inclined to stand and just shoot the breeze with you. They're looking at their phones, etc. So that corner of the locker room where Chewy had his locker like literally in the corner.
Yeah,
like
it was
was
great.
hard to access him. Yeah, I know. I'm aware. But like BB was over there, Freeman was over there. It was still by position. Jeff Thomason, who I really liked. So I'm talking to Free after a practice, and we're talking about and he's changing clothes. He's going to take a shower, and I'm ready to say, hey, all right, well, go shower and we can finish this later. He's like, no, it's all good. Like, okay, so we continue our conversation, and we're talking about getting off press man coverage. And by this time, he is stripped down to only his jock strap. and I'm like, okay, we're getting to the point where we should really continue this conversation later. But no, because Free's riffing, and he really, he's and all of a sudden, he's like, Jason, here, let me explain. And he starts demonstrating what he does to a corner who is up in his face. So he grabs my one shoulder, and he pulls my one shoulder, and he pushes the other shoulder, and then he puts his body into me, and I'm like, dude, all you're wearing is a jock strap. I am not comfortable with this demonstration.
Well, did you understand it better?
I had a much clearer understanding of getting on
Of his
coverage.
release.
And then, oh man, interesting choice of words there. And then I just talked to my therapist for a few more weeks about jam coverage because it was scarring me. No, it was those are the days. So you're telling me that those are not being worn now? And you're charging me with the task of after practice today to go up to say Elton Jenkins and say,
"Ask Red,
hey E, do you wear a jock strap?"
I think it's all compression shorts. So again, like we didn't playing college baseball. Like not everybody, hardly anybody wears a cup except for the catcher, maybe third baseman. And everybody would just have compression shorts that would have the separate little sleeve that you could slide the cup into. Because jock straps just don't, they're not comfortable.
they're not
comfortable.
bad.
I get it, yeah.
They keep everything all tight.
Chewy, why don't you wear one for a week and then remind us how not bad they are?
I don't even think they make them.
I'll look for you.
My issue is the cup thing too. I didn't know that. Like, again, maybe I'm just not very observant, but it wasn't until who was the guy? Brian Robeson? Is that who kicked T.J. Lang in the junk?
Yeah.
In that game. Until that moment, I didn't realize that guys didn't wear cups like in their jock strap. Like I figured that is an area that needs to be protected. You get tackled, you get hit in that area, and yeah, it turns out none of those guys wore any protection for that region, which is I understand comfort. But,
Jason, did you know back in the day? I don't know if they do it anymore, but our practice pants that we wore were our game pants as well. We didn't have game pants and practice pants. They were both the same.
Well, this is another example of how much worse you had it, because yesterday they were in pads, but everybody wore shorts.
Really?
So they didn't wear the pants. They just wore shorts.
Huh. See, we call that shells. That was shells to us, Jason.
No, this is full pads.
Well,
that's full pads.
Yeah, this is
wow.
For practice, it is anyway. I mean, shells were like a lighter, softer pads, weren't they?
Our shells were just helmets, shoulder pads, and shorts. That's what they called shells. And then full was obviously the pants.
But does anybody have pads in those pants anymore?
I used to wear. I didn't wear knee pads, but I wore thigh pads because the tight end is always catch the ball, and you got DBs shooting at you. Yeah, but corners and stuff, they don't wear thighs, or they wear nothing.
Yeah, it's just the pants.
I feel like a couple of years ago they changed the rule and they required you to wear certain pads all the time.
Okay.
But I'll have to check on that when I'm done doing my.
All right. Well, Jason, we appreciate you accepting all the assignments that we have given you. Hopefully, you come back, at a high enough quality where we don't have to fire you.
The segment was nuts.
I will get on the case right after practice. I will report back on Thursday, bosses. Thank you. Thank you for
Jason.
the job. I appreciate being employed by Jen, Gabe, and Chewy and Ashton. All right, guys. Take care. Be good.
Oh, we're so dumb.
All-time segment?
We are, but I mean...
This is the information we need to get to in training camp.
The most questions I get is, did you wear a cup?
Yeah.
And then
which you did not, right?
No, I never wore a cup.
Yeah, the answer is no.
And I've only been hit there, I think, one time in my career, and they're told to grab your head. For real.
Like your head. Never mind. Never mind.
No, not down there. The other.
The other head.
Yes. And then what was the other thing? Our game pants were the same as our practice pants.
That's wild because I went to Horicon High School. We're not a rich town by any stretch of the imagination. Like our football field was the same as the baseball field. It wasn't even on campus. We had to use a city park. We had different game pants, at least for varsity. Like if on JV, whatever your practice pants were, those were your game pants. But when you got up to varsity, we had different pants for games.
Yeah, no, not us.
And you did not have that in the NFL when you first started.
Through my whole career.
No.
Swear to God.
No.
Swear to God.
You're telling me.
I'm telling you.
That you practiced all week in the same pants that you then wore in the Super Bowl?
Yep.
Gross.
Well, they washed them, you idiot.
You didn't specify that, and you don't act like I should be shocked that you wore something that was washed.
That's insane to me.
Yeah, it's true, though.
I mean, when you first got there, they were changing things. By the time you got to the Super Bowl,
they were the same
team,
pants.
The team had some money.
By the way, jockstraps now cost like $26.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of money.
For a 3-pack?
No, it's for one.
Yeah, that's why compression shorts, you go to compression shorts all the way.
Yeah, but they don't keep it tight, though.
Not as tight.
Yeah.
Tight enough.
Till you get hit there. Yeah.
So what you're saying is by not keeping it tight, the landing zone's a little larger?
Yeah. Well, you can go the backside because they're hanging a little low.
Makes sense.
Ask Gary Plummer when he still pissed at him.
I feel like dropping the name Gary Plummer while talking about junk is probably the best way to end that segment. Don't know how we'll top it. We'll try to figure it out next. Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
Northbound on 43, a broken down vehicle right about at Locust has the right lane blocked. Going to be slowing things down out of Fond du Lac Avenue all the way up to that point. Westbound 894 had an earlier problem around 76th Street where there was some debris in the right lane. That has been cleared. However, the delays have not. So we're still slow right out of the Mitchell interchange out towards Forest Home. Westbound 94 on and off the brakes just a bit from 35th Street all the way through to Mitchell Boulevard. Traffic is brought to you by the Lake Country Dockhounds in Oconomowoc. Enjoy a family-friendly baseball experience in Lake Country where summer nights last longer. Go to dockhounds.com to get tickets. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, hazy sunshine, a high of 82 at the lake, 87 inland. Tonight, mainly clear and comfortable, a low of 68 at the lake, 65 inland. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
This is the year to buy the woman you love a big anniversary diamond.
What's a big anniversary diamond?
A big anniversary diamond is any diamond that's at least twice as big as the one in her engagement ring.
Why twice as big?
A big anniversary diamond says, I love you twice as much today as the day I married you.
People are always so happy when they see the price we can give them.
Kessler's has wonderful prices on 1 carat, carat and a half, 2 carat, and 3 carat big anniversary diamonds.
People will ask you about your big diamond everywhere you go.
So big anniversary diamonds are the hot new trend?
It began with men buying big anniversary diamonds for the women they love, but now it's gone to a whole new level.
Women are now buying big anniversary diamonds for their men.
Women are saying, two can play that game.
I like games that two can play.
Everybody likes games that two can play.
Welcome to Kessler's.
For the location nearest you, go to KesslersDiamonds.com.
Is your business looking for localized banking solutions? Fifth Third Bank has been looking forward to the future and helping businesses shape what's next for 165 years. And for the last 14 here in Milwaukee, they offer industry-specific expertise, local decision-making capabilities, and extensive experience to help your business succeed. Fifth Third is big enough to provide sophisticated solutions and expert guidance, but also empowered to make local decisions and work from a foundation of strong community connections. Commercial banking value only Fifth Third can deliver. Fifth Third Bank, National Association, custom solutions built around your goals. Member FDIC.
Your next success begins with University of Maryland Global Campus, an accredited state university for more than 75 years. UMGC has been giving working adults the affordable, online education you need to reach the future you want. Because the path to success is different for everyone, we offer more than 125 undergraduate and graduate degrees and certificates, along with success coaches and lifetime career services. Our online and hybrid courses let you learn on your schedule. No-cost digital materials in place of most textbooks, affordable tuition, and financial resources make UMGC accessible. You know what it feels like to succeed. We'll help you succeed again. Too late isn't in your vocabulary. Reach your next goal at University of Maryland Global Campus. Apply now and save with no application fee. Undergraduate and most graduate courses start August 16th. Learn more at umgc.edu, certified to operate by Chev.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Bed Brust for Road America. Make the most out of your summer at Elkhart Lakes Road America. Slow down your summer and take in some high-speed thrills at Elkhart Lakes Road America. The race season is still going strong. Don't miss a minute of the fun, as you can camp on site all weekend and enjoy free admission for kids 16 and under with a paying adult at the gate. The IMSA Sports Car Weekend takes over Road America August 3rd through the 6th. Get your tickets today at roadamerica.com. Road America, America's National Park of Speed.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
I have told you how many times. Do not mess with electricity, Chew.
And I don't. I did. I did. But I don't.
Incident?
There was one.
Plumbing, you're going to get wet. Electricity, you're going to die.
On 94.5 ESPN.
I don't know if we should apologize to Justin and Racine for what just happened with Jason Wilde. I'm pretty proud of what happened with Jason. I feel like we're getting to the bottom of the important things of training camp, like whether or not guys wear jock straps anymore.
We've corrupted Jason.
Because Justin and Racine was looking for some insight on Lucas Van Ness, Packers' first-round pick from Jason. Well, maybe wait till Thursday. We'll have to see what the report's like when Jason comes back to us to let us know about whether or not guys still wear jock straps. Which started because Jair Alexander, we didn't even play the clip. Let's hear the clip from Jair Alexander talking about what the secondary is going to be like this year.
Once Eric come back, it's going to be Strap City, so we might as well go ahead and start marketing that right now. We just waiting on 21 to get back.
So, we were kind of confused as what Strap City meant. Justin from MKE. We also have at Whiskey Lover 54 on Twitter telling us it's a gun reference because strap generally, has to do with having a loaded gun on you. So something
Jock
around
strap's more
there.
fun, though. Yeah, it's not ruining.
So that's what that
Jason's,
could be.
Hit him in the mouth, hit him in the chin with the strap. They might want to stay away from the other one.
Yeah.
That's Ja Morant. Probably not a good
choice
of
pop
words
culture
there.
reference. Good job, Chew.
I mean, other sport. Well, I mean, he does cover the
He is an
NBA
NBA
outside
insider.
of the Bucks. He
That's true.
takes care of all the other 29 teams. He's up on everything else in the NBA other than the Bucks. That was the responsibility he decided to take on 2 years ago, and he obviously takes it very seriously.
Jair sounds like he's 4.
The way he said it, or
No, the way he talks.
Well, okay. Do you want to? So okay. Listen to it again. In the prism of maybe he sounds like he's 4. Here's Jair Alexander saying what more aggressive looks like for the defense.
We got experienced players now, so we are just going to fly around to the ball. I think that's what he mean by being more aggressive. I mean, we're going to get in your face, and we're going to, lock you up. That's pretty much what he mean by being aggressive and playing fast.
Are you guys with me? Because I immediately dismiss all this because I'm like, okay, you guys played last year, and you weren't very good. So until you show me on the field what Strap City is, then I'll buy into it. But right now, I think it's just noise.
I would agree. Now, again, the only thing that I don't even want to say excited about, because to me it's just step one of them maybe possibly being like a top 10 defense, is the fact that Jair is saying, hey, it doesn't matter what Joe Barry calls. Doesn't matter if we like the call or not. We have to go out and execute. Him being on the same page as Joe Barry, which clearly was not the case last year, and not just Jair, other members of the secondary as well.
I'm so confused by what he's saying, Gabe. I'm like, is it you didn't study and you didn't know what you were doing, or were you pouting when a call came in that you didn't like, so you didn't feel you needed to execute it? Because we would be in the huddle on a third down play, and the play would come in, and we'd all look at one another and go, what the hell kind of call is that? And we were never like, let's just run at half speed to show them that we don't like it. We're like, no, let's go out and do it.
Well, I think maybe what he was saying, and I think this was obvious with some of the blown coverages that happened, you get a call you don't like, and guys in the back end of the secondary just started doing whatever they wanted. I think that part of it, they ignored the call.
What are we doing?
I think that's what led to some blown coverages last year. I could be wrong. That's just me speculating, but that
sounds mutiny-ish.
It felt like they were pretty close to a mutiny last year in the secondary. Like the way Jerry Gray would talk when he was at the podium, the way that the secondary would talk about Joe Barry when they were approached. It felt close to a mutiny last year.
And I agree with them from the standpoint, yes, they are built to be physical. Certainly Jair is. Mm-hmm. But when you do that, you're exposing the back end of the defense, which is not very good. That's the only thing that scares me.
Yikes.
I'm all for that, but can you play that type of defense with the two safeties they have? I don't know. We're going to find out.
Dumpy and West Bend adding to the conversation, 800-990-3776. If I had a time machine, I'd go back to see Wilde and Freeman in the locker room.
Free is intense.
I was going to ding that, but I'm not sure I want to see that.
If you missed that conversation and want to know what Dumpy is talking about, you got to download the podcast, because I don't want to tell that story again. I feel like I won't do it any justice. You and Jason kind of telling the story the way you guys did, because you knowing Free the way you do, Jason being in the locker room as Antonio Freeman was trying to explain press coverage to Jason. Just download the podcast, go to WisconsinOnDemand.com, or watch back the show if you want to see our reactions to it. The show live right now on YouTube, but of course, always available for replay as well.
Yeah, Free's intense. Free had no idea he was naked, or just had a jockstrap on, I'm telling you.
Just get so lost in the story.
He does. Great stuff.
That's fantastic. I don't know if we're topping that story, but ever. Yeah, quite possibly ever. It was a fantastic story. Again, listen to it, Wisconsin On Demand. Taco Bell is getting sued. We'll tell you why. Coming up next, Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy are back after this on 94.5 ESPN. For your sports talk fix, every day from 4 to 6, it's Scalzo and Brust.
You guys do that together every day. I keep missing all the things that we do together. Correct. I'm really bad at this. Holy cow. This is why I haven't been...
In your defense, you put very little effort.
Yeah, that is fair. But... Yeah, I got no defense there.
Scalzo and Brust, weekdays 4 to 6 on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Michelob Ultra.
Kevin Moret here from Mentality Men's Health. Guys, did you know that the stored belly fat reduces your free testosterone? The more the belly grows, the harder it is to drop, mostly because of the decrease in free T. It's a vicious cycle that men are losing, and unfortunately, everyone can see it. Mentality breaks that cycle with semaglutide, an industry-changing weight loss medication that can help you lose up to 15% of your body weight while preserving your testosterone. Join our over 20,000 clients to look and feel the way you deserve. In Milwaukee, go to lowtusa.com. That's lowtusa.com.
So you're in the middle of a kitchen update, and you can't tell if that's a faucet stem or a flange. With the Home Depot app, doing doesn't miss a beat. It'll find what you need in a snap, and it'll show you how to find it in store with a tap. Or get it delivered free. For doing that doesn't stop, download the Home Depot app. It's made for doing.
Meet Joe A, Joe B, and Joe C.
What's up?
3 everyday Joes perfecting their banking with Chase. Joe A is locking his lost debit card with the Chase mobile app. Joe B is cruising toward his new ride with AutoSave. And Joe C's Chase banker is helping him budget to go back to school. Tools that help protect. Support for what's next. One bank that puts you in control. Visit chase.com/checking. Chase. Make more of what's yours.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Messaging and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
The Bog in Saukville is Ozaki County's best golf experience. 18 championship holes designed by the legendary golfer Arnold Palmer, settled amongst 250 acres of beautiful private land. The Bog caters to golfers of all skill levels, offering a golf experience unlike any other. Come enjoy the finest golf greens in Wisconsin, and after your round, enjoy a bite to eat in our restaurant or out on our new patio bar overlooking the 18th green. It's time to golf, Wisconsin. It's time to enjoy the Bog.
A gentle breeze blows across your face as you take a refreshing sip of water, appreciating the stillness of another morning fishing on the lake. The distant gurgle of a stream reminds you of days spent playing in the creek, the cool, clear water rushing between your toes. You love this time with nature, the feeling of putting everything on hold to connect with the world around you. Now, imagine it's all gone. No fish, no lake, no water. One of life's most vital resources, irreplaceably depleted. Time is running out to protect fresh water, and without our love, it can and will disappear. It's our choice. Love it or lose it. Help protect our fresh water. Visit World Wildlife Fund at wwf.org/love.
You're listening to Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Yes, that would have been much worse than what ended up happening.
Finally got the which would be worse and what would be better. Finally, we figured it out.
You can't just be showing your junk on national TV.
It would have got a lot of clicks.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Is Taco Bell beloved? Is it like everybody's dirty secret that everybody kind of loves Taco Bell, even though we know it's bad for us and there's probably going to be some spillage that results afterwards?
I think it's the most popular. Not the favorite, but it's the most popular fast food restaurant in the country.
Okay. So they're being sued in a false advertising class action suits. Customers alleging that Taco Bell misrepresents the amount of beef in the Crunchwrap Supreme, which is one of their more popular things, by at least double the amount. And there's a tweet. I'm sure, Ashton, you can retweet it from the Jen, Gabe, and Chewy account that has the pictures of... Because, I mean, any fast food commercial you watch, there's a little bit of false advertising, right? Like the McDonald's commercial of the Big Mac, it just looks, oh man, it's so big. No, everything's just condensed down by the time you actually get to the restaurant and they make it and give it to you in that box. But, I mean, it's sad. The actual Crunchwrap Supreme that they show here is just so incredibly sad compared to the picture, the perfect Crunchwrap Supreme.
They'll probably lose. Well, didn't Subway get sued like a couple years ago because it really wasn't a foot long? I think they did.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I missed
believe
that.
they did. Someone actually went with the little high school ruler and 11 3/4.
Wasn't the full 12
but
inches.
That's not even close.
No, it's not even close.
To the other one.
But I feel Taco Bell is like under the radar. So myself and Stephen Watson, who we do On the Tee together, Monday nights at 6. And for the U.S. Senior Open, about a month ago at this point, we went up to Century World and Stevens Point where they had the U.S. Senior Open. And we were driving back after doing the show on a Monday night, and, nothing was really open at that point. And we ended up, stopping at a different fast food restaurant. But I felt like I let my guy down because he didn't let me know until after we had went to this other place. Like, yeah, it's either we could have gone to Culver's or Taco Bell. My wife never lets me go to Taco Bell. So, like, that's the one thing that he would have wanted to go get. I'm like, dude, you should have told me that sooner. I would have had no problem, crushing some T-Bell with you on the way home.
That's like when we talked about last week or 2 weeks ago, the husband meal.
Oh, yeah.
We talked, this is the things that you're ashamed to admit you want to eat, and you know that your wife or your significant other, your husband, whoever, will not let you eat it.
Well, I thought Taco Bell was one of the healthier choices around.
I can't imagine.
No?
Where'd you hear that?
Well, it's got, you get a taco. Tacos aren't terribly bad for you.
They're not terribly bad.
You got a little veggie in there, a little lettuce, tomato.
The sour cream kind of balances that out. It's probably not good for you. The beef
Beef's not bad, is it?
I mean, the amount of beef
grade
fat
A.
I feel you get, in there is
Okay.
probably not the best for you.
It's not Kobe
So
or Wagyu.
what's the healthiest?
I mean,
healthiest
probably.
fast
Is there a
food?
healthy?
I mean, do we count sub places?
Do we count Panera? Like
Yeah.
Yeah, like a Panera or a Cousins or something like that.
salads?
Yeah, well, because at Cousins now, you can get a sub in a bowl. So you can forego the bread, and it's just, a sub in a bowl.
Like, is a bowl bad from you from like Qdoba or Chipotle?
That's probably better for you. I mean, and that's different because the ingredients are fresher. I don't know how. I mean, I don't
Yeah,
wanna
but the
get-
beans are good. The rice
Yep.
isn't horrible.
Yep.
You get chicken. That's not bad.
Yeah. Yeah,
What else
I
do
mean,
get?
that's-
lettuce, tomato.
If we're talking about, if you're talking about like the healthiest thing you can get at kind of a grab and go place like that, yeah, getting a burrito bowl is probably top 5 in terms of things that are good for you.
What has to be going on in your life to where you're like, you know what? I'm going to sue the bleep out of Taco Bell for my Crunchwrap Supreme. Like, what happens where you're like, I have to do this now? The person that did this, I want to know so much about them.
Yeah, I mean,
What are you
look.
expecting?
Wow, did you see
Okay,
the picture? The picture's ridiculous.
I've had a Crunchwrap Supreme, and usually if you're getting Taco Bell, you're going to be pretty hungry, maybe even hangry. And if you had the amount of beef that is in that Crunchwrap Supreme, it's not helping your hanger. So then that hanger just continues to carry over to a lawsuit.
No, that's you got to pay unless the person themselves is a lawyer. You can't pay law fees for this.
Well, it would be a class action, number one.
Yeah,
I think
and it is
all
a
they're
class
trying
action.
to do is, hey, put a little meat in that wish, whatever it's called.
What?
Never heard of a wish sandwich?
Never heard of a wish sandwich? There's
Yeah, I
2
wish there was
pieces of
more.
bread, and I wish there was some meat in there.
Yeah, the wish wrap.
Yes.
And because, I mean, there's a certain level of false advertising in most of those, McDonald's, Wendy's, Burger King,
What's the most
Taco
accurate?
Bell. That's what I'm asking. What do we think is the most accurate when it comes to the food you see in the commercial on TV versus what you actually get when then you go through the drive-through at said restaurant?
I think Culver's is pretty close. I feel like.
Yeah, Culver's
I don't
is
feel like you're
close.
getting skimped out at Culver's. Cousins also.
Yeah.
Like think about the sub that the Summerfest sub that Justin McCoy brought in for
Yes.
us in
Yes.
May.
That's
Like,
pretty accurate.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nailed that. By the way, they'll be back September 6th, so keep your stomachs ready for that.
I mean, I know Summerfest is closed and all, but
You think maybe you can bring some more?
that's what I'm saying.
really
It was so good.
I'll see what I can do. I talk to
How
my
was
people.
so good. I know they've let the big guy off menu before, order off menu before, but I feel like all the burger places, all the burger joints, like McDonald's, no. I mean, maybe the quarter pounder because it's just such a basic sandwich. Like you can't mess it up. But like, there's no way the Big Mac is ever going to live up to what you see in the McDonald's commercial.
Well, I think the Whopper is bigger than the Big Mac.
Yeah, and it's probably closer to what you actually get.
Yes.
Like there's just so many things that go, like every time again, it's been years since I've gotten a Big Mac, but I feel it's because most of the time you're driving and it's in a car and there's just lettuce strewn about. It's like you open the Big Mac box and it's like one of those, it's just confetti of lettuce popping out into
Yes.
your face because they just throw everything on there so quickly. They're not making that thing with care.
It's good, though.
Is it? I haven't had it.
one in 20 years.
Yeah, I haven't had one in forever.
Yes.
But I feel like the simpler the burger, the better. Whopper, QPC.
Yeah. Rots Hots.
Yeah.
Watch yourself. I know a guy.
Happy birthday, Susie.
Jordan Love looked pretty good. Day 2 of 2 days in a row now at Packers training camp. Plus, Christian Watson, what's he working on? We dive into that coming up next. Jenny Machu.
Full show podcasts, interviews, and special content is available right now at WisconsinOnDemand.com. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy on 94.5 ESPN.
We've got some delays along northbound 43. As a matter of fact, it's reaching back through the Marquette interchange onto 4394 northbound. 9 minutes from Layton to downtown, and then 22 to get from downtown to Brown Deer Road, all because of a broken down vehicle at Locust blocking the right lane. On the southbound side, we're looking at 18 minutes to get from Brown Deer Road into downtown, and westbound 94 filling in quite nicely. It's 13 minutes to get from downtown to the zoo, a 6-minute delay. Traffic is brought to you by Fifth Third Bank, custom solutions built around your goals, member FDIC. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, hazy sunshine with a high of 82 at the lake, 87 inland. Tonight, mainly clear and comfortable, a low of 68 at the lake, 65 inland. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
With a local Milwaukee team, Fifth Third Bank knows what success looks like. They've been serving businesses and individuals in the area for nearly 15 years, including a long-standing commitment to the healthcare industry. From expansion to technology to reducing the risk of fraud, Fifth Third offers a full suite of financial services and solutions across the healthcare spectrum to meet the complex moments you're navigating. Fifth Third Bank, National Association, custom solutions built around your goals, member FDIC.
Gabe, where do you think our group should be taking our golf trip next year?
Jason, I don't know. Do you have time to figure it all out and get all the reservations made? I certainly don't.
Not really. I mean, I'm so busy. If I only knew somebody to call that might do all the work for us.
Oh, I know about Wisconsin Golf Trips. Their main business is booking groups from around the world to play all the great courses in our state, but they're now doing outbound trips for groups each year to places like Michigan, Minnesota, and Nevada. Plus, Wisconsin Golf Trips is even booking custom packages for Scotland and Ireland.
Oh, wow. Let's hit them up.
WisconsinGolfTrips.com.
You're listening to 94.5 ESPN, WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee, a Good Karma Brands radio station. Showtime. The right way to start your day. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Cliff's notes me here, buddy. What do you think is going on with Jonathan Taylor and the Colts?
He's got a sore back and he's not practicing. Is that what's going on?
Oh, come on. Just tell me your code already. What is it?
I am not giving you my code.
I bet I can guess it.
Yeah, right.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
So Jonathan Taylor is a running back.
From Wisconsin.
Talk radio show, for goodness sake. Could you prep a smidge?
All right, let's go deeper. What kind of man are you? You're weak, spineless, man of temptation.
Could you prep an iota?
This was him prepping.
He was... In fairness, he's been...
Jonathan Taylor has a back. Yeah, he has a front, too.
Chewy was right.
Is it the salty snacks you crave? No. Yours is a sweet tooth.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue with Gabe Neitzel and Mark Chamora. Here's Jen Latta.
Did your heart break just a little bit when Jason told us that full pads now is what shells used to be for you?
Yeah, I just don't get it. I really don't. The game has changed so much. Because we used to be able to go low. I used to love going low because it was such a good changeup. I remember I used to piss off Hardy Nickerson, you know? Because I'd go high, and then I'd just cut him right at the legs. And they didn't like that. I don't even think you can do that anymore.
Only certain, there are certain rules about when you can go hot, when you can go low, and actually cut someone.
There is nothing better in this world than catching a guy not looking when he's running full speed. You can literally feel his feet come out from under him. But you know what the payback is? We had a lot of them.
What was the payback?
The worst feeling in the world?
Getting hit?
No, interception.
Oh.
Because every one of those guys is looking for payback. So what you do is you move your arms real quick.
Yeah.
But you barely move your feet because you're looking around. You're like this. Like, you're not running there, are you? Nope. Not going to get killed. Their eyes, when they get an interception, their eyes light up like, oh, I'm getting somebody.
So you're telling me that if you had the option of catching a touchdown pass or lighting someone up when they're not looking,
if I get to choose who I can light up, yes, I'm choosing who I can light up.
Right now, you get to choose. Who would you pick?
Braxton from Super Bowl 32, the kid from Madison. I kind of got him back because I caught a touchdown over the top of him. No, that was before. And then he cheap shotted me in that game. So I was just running into the flat.
Yeah.
Wasn't even part of the play. And the next thing I know, my face mask is in the grass. because he just came up and cleaned my clock, which should have been a flag.
Tyrone Braxton.
I
had to look that up. I couldn't remember.
Yeah.
But then didn't you get Steve
I got
Atwater?
Ray Crockett back.
Oh, you got Ray Crockett
I got
back.
Crockett back.
The McDonald's guy?
No. Is there a Crockett? No, that's not Crockett.
No.
It's Ray Kroc.
It's just Ray Kroc.
Ray Kroc. Yeah. So that's not even pads to us. That's fine.
That's insane to me.
You know, I'm so past. I'm so past. These guys are so soft, and I'm like, whatever. It is what it is.
No, I'm still hung up on you would rather light somebody up when they're not looking versus catch a touchdown.
You ever hit a hole in one?
No.
Okay.
Have you?
Would you rather shoot a 73 or have a hole in one in your round?
Hole in one.
There you go. I'm telling you, when you hit them, you can feel their feet leaving the ground. And it doesn't hurt you at all. You know? It doesn't hurt you at all. It's such a wonderful feeling until it happens to you.
How many times did it happen to you?
How many interceptions did Brett throw?
709.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty consistent between like 13, 16 a year.
Yeah.
Which, like, the year he threw only 12 or 13 during his MVP season, like, oh, he's really reined in on the interceptions this year.
Probably
like
3
13
times.
might have led the league this last year.
Rodgers threw 12 last year.
Yeah.
That was like the worst of his second worst of his career.
Terrible. Yeah, but interceptions are fun.
Yeah, when you're the team intercepting them, when you're the offense, it's not fun.
You just whined about getting hit because Brett threw interceptions.
Yeah, but then you go, look, I was open. You should have just thrown it to me.
There you go. Like, I should have gotten my guy.
Yeah.
Jordan Love looked good again yesterday. And I don't think I saw as many articles written about it as it was on Saturday, but yesterday was the first day of, and I feel like I have to put in air quotes now because of the big guy here, in full pads. What used to be shells for them is now full pads for these guys. But he had some really good throws yesterday, and you know, coming in 11 out of 11, so you actually have kind of a pocket you got to navigate. Yes, there's not the threat of getting hits, but you got to navigate before, you know, he throws a deep ball to Christian Watson. And these are just all good things. This is what I want to see. I'm not going to overreact to one practice, but I just want to see stack. The old Mike McCarthy saying, you want to stack your successes. That's what I want to see out of Jordan Love during training camp, especially because we still do not know, and we're still, you know, over a week away of that first game where we're 11 days away. Or excuse me, 10 days away. They play on the 11th, so 10 days away from the first preseason game. So stacking these successes in practice, super important, because we don't know if he's going to play in the preseason games or not.
Yeah. Still on the range, getting close to the course. Things will change, obviously, when he's going against a different team.
Which
not a defense he's seen for 3 years. How long is Joe Barry? 3 years. Not players who you practice against for 3 years. We just got to get to that first. That first joint practice will be big. It'll be huge.
Which is next week.
Yes.
When they're in Cincinnati.
Now, it'll be huge, but he's not all the way there because they're not going to hit him. He's still wearing a red jersey. It gets a little different when it's like I told you yesterday. It's like me running down the middle of the field, knowing that I'm not going to get my clock cleaned. It's
easy to jump up, expose your back.
A lot easier. But him starting to, you know, stack these on top of one another, looking good, tough throws, is a good sign. It's a good sign. But we're not to where we have to be yet.
No.
You know?
No. But again, much like with the Jair thing, one thing has to happen before the other thing. You know, you have to have these successes in practice before you go and have the success in the preseason, before you, if that happens, before you start having success in the regular season. It's just these little things that you have to keep an eye on that you're able to stack. And one of the things that's going to determine the success of Jordan Love this year is his receiving core. And there's a great article over at ESPN.com. Rasul Douglas quoted up and down, but it's on Christian Watson, who said, one of my biggest goals last year was not to let 12 down, not to let the vets in the room down. Just got my head spinning from thinking about stuff too much. When I dropped the ball, first thing I was thinking of was, oh, I let everyone down. And I'm thinking about the next time and thinking, oh, I can't let them down the next time, instead of the opposite of thinking, I've got to make it next time and I've got to get this thing rolling. The mentality is a lot different this year. So Watson, after having a year in the league, now trying to, get rolling as a member of the Green Bay Packers. And it seems Douglas is mentioning that he mentioned, hey, his confidence is different. Watson talked about working on hand placement, buying a $3,000 jugs machine for home because he doesn't want to have the drops that he had last year.
That's good. He's just got to keep getting better as well. Because what I saw in him last year was he's really, in coming from an FCS school instead of an FBS, he's not going to get the coaching. He's not going to play with as many talented players, but he's got to become a better route runner.
I now understand my weaknesses. I understand my strengths. How important is that? How long did it take you to get to that point of knowing your strengths and weaknesses? Well, was there a point where you thought you knew what they were and then realized, oh, okay, I still don't know all my strengths, all my weaknesses?
I was the type of guy that knew my weaknesses. I couldn't block when I got here.
Mm-hmm.
So Andy essentially had to break me down and teach me how to block. Year one. You can't do it in 1 year. You can barely do it in 2. I probably did it in 3. And that's what you work on. I could always come in because I caught a lot of balls at Boston College. I was spread out a lot. That came natural to me and easy. It's just the blocking. I just wanted to be a complete player.
Yeah.
And it took time. It took 3 years. And that's kind of our barometer for these guys, 3 years or 2 years from now, which would be next year, I expect him.
Time out.
What?
You just said
last year was his first year. This
Yep.
is his second. Next year is his third. I would expect him to be, if he keeps progressing the way he is, to be a top 12 receiver in the league.
Sure, but you said 2 years from now, which is next year.
Yes.
Hold on.
What are we doing here?
No, well,
2 years from now can't be next year.
That would be 2 years.
I'm not counting. This year hasn't even started yet. You told me this year hasn't started yet.
Yeah.
You said this doesn't feel like football has
100%.
started yet. It hasn't started yet.
So
So
guess-
we're not counting this year.
So in a week when they start preseason games, then it'll be 1 year?
When does it start for you?
When the season starts, but so whatever it is, that September, whatever.
Yeah.
The Sunday after Labor Day. But 2 years from now can't be next year. 2 years from now has to be 2 years from now.
2 football years from now is what I was saying.
So at the end of 24.
No. Next year.
That's 20.
But that's only 2 years. And that's not 2 years from now. That's 1 year from now.
No, it's 2. I said his third year, he should be dialed in. His third year.
His third year. After
He
his
should
third year or
be-
going into his third year?
If things go well, he should be a top 12 receiver in this league, which is pretty darn good.
Why 12?
I wouldn't put him in top 10. That's a little bit too far of a jump.
Just curious. So he's number 11. Got it.
Knocking on the door. Yeah. Knocking on the door being a top 10
I mean,
guy.
his route running is... yeah. You know what that means?
That's good or bad.
Who makes more fun noises? Chewy or Jair Alexander?
I kind of like Jair's. No, that's fun. That was pretty close.
Yeah, you were really close. I mean, he really only has one. I mean, he's done it multiple times. You've got a lot of different noises you make.
Yes. Why, you're not agreeing with me?
No, I just got lost in the sauce of
All right,
you
let
trying
me
to
ask
tell
you
me
this.
that 1 year from now is 2 years from now.
Let me ask you this, because I said this year he will have, say, 68 or 70, low 70s catches. I mean, the next jump from that would be 80s, 90, low 90s, 80s.
But in order to have that many catches, I would love to see that type of progression. I think of the guys that catch a ton of balls now, and he's not that body type.
Yeah, but DJ Metcalf had 90 catches last year, and he is not a great route runner. He's just a Sterling Sharp big guy. Don't press me because I'm going to work you like a fiddle.
Yeah, the thing with DK is he's built like you and still runs like a gazelle. Like he's just so big and physical, and he has the speed on top of it where he has all those physical gifts. Certainly, and I'm not saying Christian Watson doesn't have physical gifts, because he does. He has all that speed. He doesn't have that strength. He doesn't have that DK Metcalf strength.
He's faster than Metcalf.
But
he can run by you.
But in order
that's why I see him going to X in Dobbs is a little bit behind Watson. Once Dobbs gets comfortable and figures it out, he's a better route runner. I see him being the Z.
Yeah, catching more balls. Yes, that's what I'm saying. In order to get to that 90 to 100 balls, you have to be a pretty complete. Either A, you have to be DK, which I don't think there's I don't think there's a lot of DKs out there. Or you have to be like Devontae was, where he was just such a complete route runner. Didn't have burner speed, but because he was such a precise route runner, he can still beat you over the top. You have to be able to run the routes for Watson to get that many, and right now we can't.
I see Watson is more of a Freeman, and I see Dobbs closer to a Robert Brooks.
Okay.
Devontae. Mm-hmm. I don't know if he'll ever. Devontae's pretty darn good.
Oh, he's not. I mean, Devontae is on a Hall of Fame. Devontae is on a Hall of Fame track.
Yes.
Like, it's.
But
if he gets there, that's really special.
Pure body type,
yes.
Route running ability. That's how it feels to me.
Mm-hmm. And he's in order to, and I think he realized it again. I can't recommend going to ESPN.com and reading the story that Rob wrote enough, but he's really, kind of talking about hand placement, making sure he's making those catches because you got to be able to catch the ball away from your body.
Yes, we know 1 and 2. The biggest hole right now is who the hell is 3. Because if they're talking...
Oh, Chewy, don't worry about that.
If those fans out there want to win 8, 9, 10 games, you got to have a pretty good 3.
Chewy, don't worry about that. They'll just go 2 tight ends.
Oh, which ones?
Oops.
Smitty and Lagunga?
I don't know.
That's another position we are not hearing a ton about.
No. But I feel like because of the physicality of it, you can't get a good... Kind of like what you said in terms of a tight end going over the middle... But you can't get a really good grasp on that position, tight end, until you hit the pads. Or am I wrong? Am I wrong in that assessment? You tell me.
He's going to need a safety blanket. Who's going to be the safety blanket?
That's why I wanted a veteran.
No, I know. I'm just saying, someone's got to move the chains and find the holes and do all that good stuff. Kind of quiet, though. Maybe we'll ask Jason Thursday.
Yeah, we can ask Jason, see if somebody pops over the course of the next couple of days as they try to get ready for family night coming up this weekend. We talked about Taco Bell. They're being sued. But what are some of the best fast food places out there? Chewy has his power rankings on fast food coming up next.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy continues next on 94.5 ESPN.
We've got some delays along northbound 43. As a matter of fact, it's reaching back through the Marquette interchange onto 4394 northbound. 9 minutes from Layton to downtown, and then 22 to get from downtown to Brown Deer Road, all because of a broken down vehicle at Locust blocking the right lane. On the southbound side, we're looking at 18 minutes to get from Brown Deer Road into downtown, and westbound 94 filling in quite nicely. It's 13 minutes to get from downtown to the zoo, a 6-minute delay. Traffic is brought to you by Fifth Third Bank, custom solutions built around your goals, member FDIC. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, hazy sunshine with a high of 82 at the lake, 87 inland. Tonight, mainly clear and comfortable, a low of 68 at the lake, 65 inland. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
The place where you make your wildest food fantasies come true. The place where you take a ride on the iconic Giant Slide. The place where you smell all the smells? That's right. It all happens at the Wisconsin State Fair. From August 3rd through the 13th, head to State Fair Park for some summer fun. Get your tickets at wistatefair.com.
Kevin Red here from Mentality Men's Health. We hear stories every day in our clinics that what used to work for guys doesn't anymore. Increase cardio, cut out certain food, nothing stops the changes in their bodies, especially the weight. The fact is, years of decreasing testosterone has packed on the belly fat that won't go away. We've introduced a medication, semaglutide, that helps drop 15% of the body weight on average while preserving testosterone. Join the over 20,000 Mentality clients and jumpstart your results. In Milwaukee, go to lowtusa.com. That's lowtusa.com.
Text
Texting enrolls you in recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The patented key ingredient is something called Testofen, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again. At work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text HUNK to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast. Absolutely free. Text HUNK to 42424. That's HUNK to 42424.
Sunday. That's right, folks. Great Lakes Dragway's 2023 race season is in full swing. Come out to see our annual events like Memorial Day Weekend, Labor Day Weekend, Nitro Streetcar Brawl, Import Wars, Larry's Fun Fest, and Bug Fest. Looking for something new and exciting? Come see the Night of Fire Jet Show. Want the track all to yourself? Email or call about a private track rental. Go to GreatLakesDragaway.com for contact information and our full season schedule. Great Lakes Dragaway, just a burnout west of I-94 on County KR. Be there.
Life's better with an auto policy from American Family Insurance. No matter what dreams you're driving towards. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto coverage at the right price. You'll also save up to 23% when you bundle auto with home. American Family Insurance. Get a quote, find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
It's Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
I'm right-handed, but
I'm with
Yeah.
Gabe here, yeah. I feel more confident in my left hand here, just cupping right now, other than my other hand cupping.
Mostly because I also...
I get a lot more work on the right hand.
On 94.5 ESPN.
We're getting closer to this being Chewy's favorite segment of the week. I still feel like this is, you like this, but it's not the same as when we hit NFL season and you're giving the NFL power rankings.
No, but the last couple weeks have been pretty good. A little relevant to what we've been talking about. Everyone loves fast food. Now this is okay. That's accurate. There's a few in here that are kind of like, eh.
By the way, before we get to power rankings, yes, we know Chewy's mic was on.
Thankfully, he didn't say anything too bad, but thank you.
I just asked you when you were taking your next
Chris said,
vacation.
"Can hear oh sugar."
Yeah,
over the track.
That was it. It was just Chewy saying "oh sugar."
Yeah,
and it was fine.
Yeah, but that's on him.
Yeah, it's 100% on me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Whoa. Now he's shaking his head no.
He took my He got my back.
He's shaking his head no again.
All right. You want to play the intro?
There you go.
Thank you. Wow, original. All
right, so what are we looking for here?
This is from timeout.com.
Okay.
And these are the best fast food restaurants in America. You are, I would say, if you get half.
So you have the top 10?
I do have the top 10. Obviously, we won't do them in order because your guesses will probably put them all over the board. With that being said.
So are there cultural places like In-N-Out, Culver's? Does that exist?
What are you talking about? Those are fast food restaurants.
Yeah, but they're not. But they're not everywhere. Like In-N-Out is only out west.
Yes.
Okay, so
doesn't really matter.
Okay, so
there's one here that I have not been to that everyone raves about.
Whataburger.
Whataburger is on the list.
Okay.
Whataburger is number 9. Have you ever been to Whataburger?
I have been to Whataburger. So I went there because it's very popular in Texas. My freshman year at Platteville, we would always take a trip on spring break. So we didn't have a spring break because we would go somewhere and play.
Yeah.
Because places would have tournaments. We could just play, get 10 games in. So my freshman year, we were down in the Dallas area. I had Whataburger then.
Now, they're saying a must-order at Whataburger is the patty melt.
Okay.
In-N-Out or on the patty melt? In-N-Out?
I'm in on a patty melt.
I am too.
In on a patty melt. It's not my go-to,
It's
but
a good change-up.
You got to be in the mood for it. It's not like a consistent thing.
Okay. Okay, that's
So
number
if-
9.
I'll say In-N-Out's got to be on there.
In-N-Out, which I love, and I think they are probably one of the most accurate when it comes to their commercials and the way you get your burger there.
Mhm.
They're number 1.
Okay.
Ashton, you're not big on In-N-Out, are you?
No, I like In-N-Out. Whataburger sucks, though.
I think it's my problem with In-N-Out.
It's a very small menu.
Well, and that's not even the problem. And the food was good. My problem with In-N-Out is the same problem I've had with Chick-fil-A, which I'm sure is also on the list. Is that it just, the people who absolutely love it hype the ever-loving bleep out of it.
Okay.
And by the time I visited my sister, who at that time lived in California, and we went to In-N-Out, like, it was good, but it was just, there was no chance it was going to live up to the hype that had been placed on In-N-Out burgers.
See, I want my burger as close to perfect as possible over like this fast food restaurant's burger is good, but it comes out all sloppy.
Yeah.
I don't like that. The must order at In-N-Out, the double-double.
Double-double, animal style?
Yeah. All right, give me another.
Chick-fil-A. Ooh, Chick-fil-A not being on this list would be a huge upset.
Rolling.
The Chick-fil-A heads out there would be really
Chick-fil-A
PO'd.
not on the list.
What about Bojangles?
And I'm going to just tell you, Chick-fil-A is overrated.
Yeah, look, you're preaching to the choir on that one.
I mean, my wife loves it, addicted. I'm like, it's fine.
I don't understand waiting that long in line for a chicken sandwich.
No.
I don't think I feel like I never have to wait long. Now I agree with you guys. I think it's overhyped, but I don't feel like I think they have a good system in the drive-thru.
I think their system's pretty good. You know,
To me, anytime I feel I drive past a Chick-fil-A, it's 6 or 7 cars deep.
Always. However, and I think we talked about this a long time ago, but like, how long are you willing to wait in a drive-thru?
I will. I'm scouting. I don't want to be there too long. Now, if you're going to a Culver's, is Culver's on the list, by the way?
Culver's is not on the list.
Should be.
If In-N-Out's on the list, Culver's should be on the list.
I disagree. I really like In-N-Out. More ways than one. Ash, you got any guesses here or what?
Burger King?
Burger King is number 6.
Not on my list.
Wow.
The must order is a Whopper. I think taste-wise,
yeah,
Burger King might be better than McDonald's.
I would agree.
I think just straight out, I think that flame broiled does something to it.
What about
must
Wendy's?
Order there is the Whopper. Wendy's is number 8. I put Wendy's above both of them.
Both BK and Mickey D's?
You get the
what's the must
chili?
order? The Baconator?
Chocolate Frosty.
Oh,
and then the
Chocolate Frosty's
fries
legit.
dipped in the Frosty.
100%.
That's bringing it.
You're so right about that.
I love their chili. Their chili is the best.
You're the only person I've ever heard say that.
Yeah.
Always get a chili.
So McDonald's.
McDonald's not on the list.
Wow.
All right, I'm going to throw this one out to you. I've never heard of it. Biscuitville.
What? We need to go there right now.
Where's Biscuitville?
North Carolina, Virginia.
Okay. Yeah, I've never heard of it either.
Their must order is the ultimate country ham biscuit. You said you never heard of it, Ashley?
Never heard of it.
No, but we got to find a road trip.
Yeah. I'm out on
Biscuitville.
biscuits, though.
What do you mean you're out on? I'm out on you.
What do you mean?
Just out on them. I don't like biscuits and gravy in the morning. It's
What?
just,
Yeah, that's too heavy. His tummy can't handle it.
yeah. I don't know. I just never liked
so.
biscuits. Just never.
You're missing out.
No. All right. You guys got any more here? Or?
T-Bell.
Taco Bell's number 5. Must order the Burrito Supreme.
Okay.
Ever have it?
Yeah. I feel like it's...
are their fries good? Because they
like
got a picture of their fries. Looks like they're seasoned very good.
Yeah.
They're dipping them in kind of a cheese sauce.
When they do the cheese fries there, yeah. The cheese fries are good.
Okay.
I'll stand by the cheese fries.
This Biscuitville.
Now, this place is in Florida, and it's money in the bank. I don't know if you guys have ever been there. They just opened one up right down the road from us.
Zaxby's?
Nailed it.
Yeah, because Zaxby's.
No, I've never been there.
I've
never been
had
there.
it in Atlanta.
Zaxby's is good.
It was pretty good.
Zaxby's is better than Chick-fil-A because they have more options. Like, do you get anything at Chick-fil-A other than the
Chicken
Chick-fil-A sandwich?
No.
The tenders are pretty good.
What are you, 4?
Yes, I am.
Popeyes?
Popeyes is number 3. You know, I love spicy chicken is the must order. So, what was Zaxby's? Chicken finger plate. There you go, Ashton.
Thank you.
I love Popeyes. Popeyes has red beans and rice.
Yeah.
So good. So good.
I mean, when the chicken sandwich was all of the rage, what was that, 2 years ago at this point?
God, it might have been longer, honestly.
Was it before the pandemic?
It might have been 18 and 19.
When everybody was doing chicken sandwiches and Popeyes came out with the best chicken sandwich.
All right, number 2, people rave about this place. It's new, and they just opened one, I believe, right across from the Corners, Ashton.
Yes, I'm listening. Oh, Shake Shack.
Shake Shack.
Oh,
Yeah.
Shake Shack.
Here's my issue with Shake Shack.
Shake Shack's a little pricey.
Must order.
It's a little pricey.
The
but
Shack Stack.
Yeah, their burgers are good. Their shakes are good. They have good options. I feel like you never have to wait super long. However, it's not worth the price tag to me.
Yeah.
All right, let me ask you
Like
this.
five guys.
So-
I love Five Guys. Not worth the price tag.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And Shake, they opened one in the Third Ward. Like, that's been open for a long time. And I remember when our friends at Broken Bat were right by where that Shake Shack is. You know, you'd go have a couple of pops at Broken Bat, maybe walk over to Shake Shack, and the prices just got to be outrageous.
All right, let me ask you this. Shake Shack or Steak and Shake?
Steak and Shake.
Really?
Shake Shack. For food or shakes?
Both. You got to have a cheeseburger and a chocolate shake.
The food is better at Shake Shack. The shakes are better at Steak and Shake.
Steak and Shake. I lean towards the Shake because, again, I have a sweet tooth, and the Shake can save it all.
Okay, number 10. I like this place, but it's kind of a place you're sick of all the other fast food places, and you're like, you know what? I'm going to hit this. You all know it.
KFC?
Nope.
Sick of all the other fast food places.
No,
It can be fairly healthy.
No,
Yes,
it can't.
it can.
No, it can't.
It
It's
can be
gross.
fairly
I've
healthy.
never once felt good after this one because I just saw your computer screen. I've never once felt good.
They're not everywhere, but they're around.
They're known for one sandwich and one sandwich only. Correct, Chewy?
No. It's healthy
What is it?
adjacent. It's healthy adjacent.
It's just
not
like this show
Arby's?
is sports adjacent.
It's Arby's.
Oh,
It's
feels,
not for
am I
one
right?
sandwich.
feels like an Arby's night.
Am I
Arby's
I've never felt good eating Arby's.
Arby's is super underrated.
right?
No.
Totally agree.
No.
Super underrated.
No.
And it can be healthy. You get their turkey sandwich on,
Okay.
what do they serve it on?
The roast
On wheat?
roast beef and cheddar. Look, the curly fry always brings it.
No.
It's a sleeper. It
No.
deserves to be number 10.
No.
Yes, without a doubt.
The only good thing about Arby's is their commercials, and that's it.
What are their commercials?
What's his name? John
Ving
H.
Rhames.
John H. Benjamin or H. John Benjamin, whatever that guy's name is.
No, it's Ving Rhames does the Arby's commercials.
Who's Ving Rhames?
Are you serious?
Don't ask me.
No, it's the other guy also.
I mean, so the guy who's done the voice of Archer and is on Bob's Burgers, it's been years since he's done a couple
Absolutely
of them.
not.
Yeah.
No chance.
But now it's-
Is there anyone on here, or is there one missing that should be on here?
Culver's. Like, I'm taking Culver's over BK, over Wendy's.
Yeah, you're I don't know about Wendy's. Culver's is nice.
Culver's is really good. Wait, are you looking at me like my Wisconsin is showing?
Yeah, I think you're being a toad right now. I really think you're being a huge
can
toad.
tell.
Sorry, I'm doing
I can-
Arby's research back here.
I can tell. Your eyes were judging me.
So there's your list. Pretty good list.
That's a good list. And yes, Arby's is underrated.
Yes, totally agree.
It's not. You're wrong. You're wrong.
Eat healthy for once, Ashton.
Yeah.
Doesn't always have to be
Hold
all
on.
about Rots
Yeah.
Hots.
Yeah,
Hold on.
Ashton.
First of all, wrong. Second of all, you can't say eat healthy for once that follows the phrase, I like Arby's.
You get the turkey club there. It's very healthy for you.
Feels like an Arby's night.
It does.
I'm going to look at the calorie count, and then you're going to regret saying that.
Okay. Check it out.
Of the turkey sandwich, make sure it's the turkey sandwich, some of the other stuff. When they do the Euro's surprisingly not bad there.
God, I love Euros.
Overrated.
Euros in general?
The Euros fall into the category as the Cubana. They're
Cubano?
fine.
Wrong.
They're fine.
Wrong.
They're fine.
Euros are fantastic.
Wrong.
They're delicious.
They're good 2 times a year. How's that? They're good 2 times a year.
I mean, I'd probably up it to 4 or 5, but sure.
Okay.
I mean, the sentiment there isn't wrong. You're not getting a euro a week.
Correct. Yes.
You could.
Yes, you can do anything to that point, Ashton.
By the way, one Arby's Market Fresh roast turkey and Swiss sandwich. Do you want to know how many carbs it has?
I don't care about calories. Just give me calories.
710.
That's not bad.
That ain't bad.
It's not good.
For a sandwich.
It also has 39 grams of protein, so that's solid.
That's really good.
28 grams of fat, probably not the good kind.
That has that much. Yeah, but you got to light mayo or light ranch.
78 carbs.
Yeah, burn that off.
Yeah, as much as Chewy works out, he'll be fine. Palermo's, it's Wisconsin's hometown pizza. Palermo's making great tasting frozen pizza, including Palermo's, Connie's Urban Pie, Screamin' Sicilian. They've been doing it locally for over 55 years. So it's no wonder that they have a pizza for every taste. I did it again this weekend. Had a different pizza that people that I was around had never heard of. Had one of their dessert pizzas. We were, a little River West 24 going on, so we had some meat on the smoke, and I go, you know what's great? I've got the s'mores Screamin' Sicilian dessert pizza. I'm going to throw it on the smoker, get that little smoky flavor to it. Yes.
Did you just say s'mores pizza?
Yes.
Where do I buy that?
At your local grocery.
I'm going to do that.
Freezer section, local grocery store.
Do that right now.
For Palermo's. They've got dessert pizza. Yeah.
Do you know I love s'mores?
I do know
More
you
than
love
life
s'mores.
itself?
And I decided, again, you can make it in the oven, or I had the smoker outside. Get the smoker going so you get that little smoky flavor like you would if you're smoking the s'more over the fire.
God, I love Palermo's.
It's one of the things that they do, and they do it great because they've been doing it for over 55 years. So make sure you find your favorite Palermo's pizza in the freezer section at your local grocery store. Palermo's, it's Wisconsin's hometown pizza.
More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
We do still have some backups northbound on 43 from the Marquette all the way up past Locust, or actually past Keefe. The southbound side is going to be backed up from just before Hampton Avenue down past Locust. Westbound 94, 25th Street through the Stadium interchange is going to be the heavy spot. On the eastbound side, slowing down from 76 through the Stadium. And then on 41 southbound, looks like we got the left lane blocked because of a crash right about at Burleigh. And that's going to be tying things up as well, so just be prepared for that. Traffic is brought to you by Fifth Third Bank, custom solutions built around your goals. Member FDIC. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Today, hazy sunshine with a high of 82 at the lakefront, 87 inland. Tonight, mainly clear and comfortable, a low of 68 at the lake, 65 inland. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
There's only one place in Milwaukee where every day of the year, dreams and reality get together for a great time. Where you can walk in a player and walk out a winner. That place, Potawatomi Casino Hotel. With fantastic dining, gaming, sports betting, a luxurious hotel, and endless ways to win, the excitement never stops. The only thing missing is you. Your win is waiting. Only at Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Visit our website to learn more. Must be 21 to enter casino.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Thinking about gas mileage. You know, changing your oil with a full synthetic oil like Pennzoil Platinum can help your engine get more miles. Right now, you can get 5 quarts with an STP Extended Life Oil Filter for only $35.99. Get started on your next job today with the parts you need when you need them at AutoZone or AutoZone.com.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
If this were a Reese's TV ad, you'd be staring at a Reese's Peanut Butter Cup. And sure, my voice is peanut buttery smooth, but still, you need to see the peanut butter cups, right? No? I can really just say Reese's and you'll go get some? Okay, Reese's. 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 Really working, actually. Reese's. Reese's. I'm on to something. Reese's. Reese's. Reese's.
We're going abroad for the first time in years. To Spain. So we started using Babbel.
And started learning Spanish fast.
With Babbel, you can start having conversations in another language in just 3 weeks.
¿Cómo te llamas? ¿Cómo te llamas?
When you learn a language, you want to actually use it. Babbel is designed with that goal in mind.
In just 3 weeks, We're starting to have conversations in Spanish. Gracias, Babbel.
Babbel, language for life. Now try Babbel for free at babbel.com. That's BABBEL.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Ben Brust for Road America. Make the most out of your summer at Elkhart Lakes Road America. Slow down your summer and take in some high-speed thrills at Elkhart Lakes Road America. The race season is still going strong. Don't miss a minute of the fun as you can camp on site all weekend and enjoy free admission for kids 16 and under with a paying adult at the gate. The IMSA Sports Car Weekend takes over Road America August 3rd through the 6th. Get your tickets today at roadamerica.com. Road America, America's National Park of Speed.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Thanks, Ernie. I'm going to Venmo you that money right after the show.
You can't. You don't know how to use Venmo.
Made my workload much less. But Ernie,
you don't know how to do it, and I don't know
does
how to
it ever?
On 94.5 ESPN.
Why does nobody care about PEDs in the NFL? I don't get it. And the NFL doesn't care about PEDs in the NFL. Latest to happen, Ronald Jones, he's a backup running back for the Dallas Cowboys, was kind of brought in to be that veteran behind Tony Pollard. But Ronald Jones signed with the Cowboys in March. He has been suspended for 2 games. 2 games for violating the PEDs, the performance-enhancing drug policy as per the NFL CBA. So he has to sit out 2 games, which, again, in baseball would be less than 20. In baseball, it's a half season.
Yeah.
Like, you got to sit for 80 games if you get 1 positive PED test, and that's clearly pressure from the outside. I just don't understand why, as a society, we've decided that we care immensely about performance-enhancing drugs in baseball to the point where somebody who's young and fun, who takes PEDs like Fernando Tatis Jr., like, his reputation is ruined forever. Somebody who takes PEDs, and granted, I mean, Ronald Jones isn't a big name, but any big names we've seen get suspended for PEDs, it's just not a big deal. And I feel like you used to get suspended for 4 games for PEDs.
Yeah, it used to be 4.
And now it's down to 2. The NFL just doesn't give a rip about PEDs.
The NFL doesn't look at it, or at least players don't look at it as cheating. They look at it as just taking a shortcut. Because I knew guys that were taking stuff when I played, but I've always loved the weight room.
Mm-hmm.
So I still go, I'll be in the weight room in an hour because I'm a brickhead. The only thing that does in football is it's a shortcut, right? So you go from, let's say, benching 315 pounds 3 times to 6 or 7 times, you know? I'd always put in the work because I love doing the work.
Did it bother you?
That's why they just don't care. And then coupled with that, it has the stigma, and I'm sure it's true because you see guys that have never been caught but are always hurt.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's the moniker that goes, oh, you take that stuff, it's a shortcut. You're not putting in the real work because it's fake. You're going to get hurt. That's it. That's how players look at it.
Well, the gains are too much too fast.
Yes. And they're only there for a little, they're not there for a large amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you're going to keep taking it and taking it and taking it. You know?
I just don't understand how we've gotten to a point where, is it because like people try to pretend that they care about the history of baseball? Baseball
I don't
rules.
think you're going to get hurt in baseball from taking it. There's a potential you getting hurt, but just think of for myself, Gabe, I have to move or try to stalemate a 310-pound defensive end. There's a lot of force and a lot of stuff and a lot of muscles going into play there.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you just don't have that stress in other sports like you do in football.
Mm-hmm.
That was my thing. I'm like, I never really wanted to run the risk.
Because
I came close in college because I couldn't put on weight.
Okay.
And I was frustrated. My metabolism must have been so high. I was a tight end playing my sophomore year at 225 pounds. And I'm like, I used to eat like a horse. And I'm like, the hell? You know? So then I'm like, my roommate was... my roommate.
Is your roommate taking a little something?
It had to be fake because it was a horse steroid. And he just walked around the apartment going, yeah! Never got any stronger. Got a lot more hair on his back.
Sure.
That way you wanted to take it so you can make better noises?
Didn't help with any other areas that horses are known for?
No, it didn't. Actually shrunk it.
It goes reverse usually.
But it's...
So that's how you would have, like, in the 80s, when you were, late 80s, early 90s, when you were in college, that you just had to know a guy who knew a guy?
Oh, yeah. Because it was bigger back in the day. I remember the first drug test I took at Boston College, just got there, 18 years old, and the trainer said, oh, here you go, pee in the bottle. With no one watching you. You just go into the bathroom and, Like, it was bigger. It was... College, if you loved football, guys would take it, but you'd be surprised how many guys in college really could give a rip about football.
It was just kind of a way to get a scholarship for them?
Yeah. Once they knew they were never going to do it and be any good, they were more obstructionists than they were anything.
Huh.
Yeah. But it was much more rampant.
Or are people just more careful now? Or do you think it was just more rampant back in the 90s, early 80s and 90s, because the testing probably wasn't as good?
The testing wasn't as good, but the Balcos in these labs will always be one step ahead of the testers,
But because those places always have to, get the new drug, it just gets more and more expensive. So there's probably a price point that prices a lot of people out.
Back in the day, they would measure your estrogen or your testosterone versus your estrogen.
Mm-hmm.
So guys would take birth control pills.
Yeah.
To level it out.
Which is
and then I've heard
substance
guys so far as I heard one dude was putting another guy's urine inside of him, and then which is disgusting when you think about it. Remember the program?
Yes. I do remember the program.
I heard that the one dude was doing it, which is disgusting. But now I don't even know. It's all synthetics now, and they just got a way to.
Well, I mean, if you've watched
to manipulate the system.
I'm trying to think of the name of. There was a documentary on Netflix about how these these places that make the drugs. Like, they know if you follow this program to a T, you're not going to get caught.
Yeah.
Because they know how to cycle it in and out of you. They know when you're getting tested. They know all these things. And they've got it down to a science. And pretty much in order to get caught, you got to be pretty dumb. You got to you got to do something that they told you not to do.
Like growth hormone in the 2000s in the was running rampant.
Yeah.
Rampant. I want to say 30% to 40%.
Ooh.
It was a big number.
Yeah.
Put it that way. But I mean, if you're not going to get caught.
Yeah, again, if you are really smart about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really hard to get caught.
But all it is just taking a shortcut, you know? Because there's a lot of guys. I mean, a lot of guys don't like lifting.
Yeah.
A lot of guys. And I just sit there and think of, like, when I played, if these guys just dedicated themselves to the weight room, I probably wouldn't have a job. For real.
Yeah.
I'm serious. I mean, these guys just did it on pure athleticism, which is crazy. And then they were still unbelievable players.
Yeah. And if they just had a little bit more of that work ethic, they could have been incredible.
Yeah.
Well, anytime you're looking for something incredible, Chew, there's only one place you got to be going.
You nailed that thing, Ashton. It's a matter of time because your
countdown is on.
We'll be very happy.
Do we want to start, obviously we can't do this on the air because we got to do it behind Ashton's back.
You're saying it on the air right now. I don't
like
this.
All he needs is a picture.
Yeah, that's all he needs.
That's it.
She got a Pinterest board?
I think we need to have like a office pool of when this is going down.
That's what I'm talking about.
He ain't getting any younger.
Gosh, I get that.
He ain't getting any younger. And you know what Susie would love? to be a grandmother. That's why you should go to the jewelry center.
She is a grandmother.
Let's be honest.
My brother just had a kid.
Most guys don't have a clue, like Ashton right now, when it comes to jewelry. Gabe's one of the smart ones. Got his engagement rings and the wedding band. Well, flip that. For his wedding last year. They also do in-house repairs for watches and other fine jewelry like my championship ring when it needs work. I know where I'll be taking it to the jewelry center. They have 3 locations to stop into. The closest one, the Ashton, would be Greenfield. Or Burlington's really not that far away. Brookfield, a little farther, no big deal. And if my wife can't tag along, she can just text a picture of whatever she wants. The jewelry center will make it happen. From a picture, custom create, whatever you want, Ashy Bash. Matter of fact, I think we're going to see Dean the Dancing Machine next Tuesday, aren't
Probably
we?
will. He's always there. Always at the ESPN Milwaukee Open.
We'll make an introduction. I'm living proof. Happy wife, happy life. Jewelry Center will make it happen. Brookfield, Greenfield, or Burlington. And online at shoptjc.com.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy are back after this on 94.5 ESPN.
Your second home this baseball season is J. Leinenkugel's Barrel Yard, a one-of-a-kind restaurant and brewery overlooking left field at American Family Field. Barrel Yard features specialty beer brewed on site by Leinenkugel's own master brewers, plus nostalgic dining in an iconic setting with a scratch kitchen serving up Wisconsin comfort foods. Open from 11 to 9 on non-game days and during games on game days for fans with tickets. Get a behind-the-scenes look at AmFam Field this baseball season at the Barrel Yard.
Are you looking for the perfect restaurant for your next night out? Then make Aria, the acclaimed restaurant inside St. Kate, your next dinner destination. Specializing in artisanal American cuisine, Aria features carefully prepared seasonal entrees along with a robust selection of craft cocktails, wine, and local beer. Join them on Sundays for the restaurant's famous trademark chicken, served family style with sides like mashed potatoes, goat cheese biscuits, and more. Make your plans today to dine at Aria. Learn more and make reservations at aria@stkate.com. That's aria@stkate.com.
Here in Wisconsin, one name is synonymous with fantastic frozen pizza, Palermo's. For almost 60 years, Palermo's has focused on feeding Wisconsin families. And though Palermo's has grown a lot since 1964, they're still family-owned. They're still proud to call Milwaukee home. And they're still committed to making the best frozen pizza possible. From their new and improved rising crust pizzas to their guilt-free Primo thin pies, Palermo's has a delicious slice for every appetite. Find Palermo's in your local grocer's freezer food aisle. Palermo's. Flavor is our family's business.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-511-3535. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-511-3535. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-511-3535. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-511-3535. 800-511-3535 or biglou.com.
Woo! I am thirsty today. Definitely gonna need a cold one. There's the one. I'm back again with our guy Zach from Beatbox to give us the inside scoop on what makes Beatbox Party Punch unique for anyone looking for something different.
The entire line of flavors is built around fun, nostalgic, flavor-forward flavor profiles. So, all the flavors were designed in a way that they tasted like, a blue raspberry jammer or your mom's pink lemonade that she used to make back in the day. And really, the biggest feedback that we get is kind of a compliment to the brand is that you can't taste the booze for how high of an alcohol content we have in our product. The flavor really, is kind of like of a star of the show with all these flavors.
Thanks again to Zach from Beatbox for getting us all in the party mood. I know I'll have my hands on some Beatbox this summer because, remember, when it comes to the fridge, it should better be stocked.
Brian, why are you stacking books on the floor?
I want to stand while I work. Standing desks are all the rage these days.
Well, it's a good thing that these desks move up and down. You did know that, right?
What? They do?
Yeah, we're not messing around here.
This is great. Now, only if I had a chair to swivel around in.
Do you just not pay attention to everybody else's desks?
Well, no wonder I'm not getting much done these days.
Coakley Brothers and Brothers Interiors, the official moving and furniture provider of GKB Milwaukee. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
If it's gotten to the
I
point,
don't think shower.
What do you mean? What do you mean you're not going to take a shower? You just told me you're offended by your own BO.
No, but I think it's deodorant, Gabe. Showering does nothing. It really doesn't.
You are wrong.
Because
you must be showering wrong.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Not too many things on the polls today at Jen Gabe Chewy on Twitter or X. I mean, they've got the X logo everywhere. I'm confused.
Sick of it.
I can't find the app on my phone because you're so used to just looking for the blue background of the little bird. Now it's a black background with X, but the website's still twitter.com if you use it on your desktop or laptop. It's just so confusing. But we do have a couple polls up there. First one, after hearing some of the comments made by the Packers defensive players during camp, I am feeling more optimistic in the direction of the defense. Do you agree with Gabe? 53.4% of people saying yes. Again, I'm just a little optimistic. It's just like step one in order for them to, get to where everyone thinks that they can go. It's those little baby steps. And you said it yesterday, Chew. It's the little things. Let the little things go, and then you start letting the big things slide. And the little things like communication and getting on the same page, that's what training camp is for. Now, whether or not they stay on the same page remains to be seen. But at least as of right now, they're seemingly on the same page.
For now.
Is the rivalry between plumbers and electricians the same as firefighters and police officers? 64% of people say no.
Good question, though.
Why? I didn't know plumbers and electricians don't.
I don't think there is. You're the one who asked this question.
This out there.
Yeah, but you were insinuating that they did. That's
no, I just said that my dad, as an electrician, hates doing plumbing work.
Oh.
And he heard you say that your dad hates all plumbers.
Yeah.
That's what he heard. And he's like, who else hates each other? Firefighters and police officers.
My dad, as an electrician, anytime he has to do plumbing work around the house, just fears it. Doesn't like doing it.
Why? He's not going to die. The other one's going to kill you.
No, but it's just, because everything everything works opposite when you're doing plumbing. Lefty loosey, righty tighty is not a thing.
Really?
Yeah, it's the opposite.
Really?
When you're doing plumbing work, yeah.
I don't
Why?
know about that.
I don't know why, but I just know that's true.
But I'd like someone to tell me about that.
Okay.
I bought a drill yesterday for the first time in my life.
Dear Lord, what are
Why?
you doing with a drill?
Hey, that's offensive. Should be, maybe. I don't know.
Why?
Because I don't have one, and I needed to hang some stuff up, and I got tired of asking my friends to borrow theirs because it's it's kind of demeaning. So,
What kind you buy?
I don't know. Ryobi? I think it's the brand.
Ryobi, you idiot.
Yeah.
Whatever. It doesn't matter. It's neon green, and
so it's battery pack.
So this is perfect. Real quick. So yesterday I walk into Home Depot. I don't know what I'm doing in there. I'm walking around the house for like 10 minutes, and I'm like, I don't want to ask anyone there for help because that's just awful. So I called my brother, he can handle all this stuff, and he knows everything. And I was like, I need to buy a drill. What kind should I buy? 13 minutes later, bought a drill.
Why didn't you ask me? I have like 5 drills.
He's wearing the orange shirt like he works at Home Depot.
You would have given me a drill?
No, I would have told you which one to buy.
Either way, whatever.
We'll talk about this tomorrow. You're grounded.
Well,
yeah, then there was an issue when I was using it yesterday. Oh, God. Forgot about that. Hey, we got content for tomorrow.
Why do you need a drill to hang things up?
Girlfriend. Oh, sorry. Tuesday. Fiance.
Yeah, it was because of her.
Wildy and Tausch coming up next. ESPN Milwaukee.
Still seeing some big delays along 41 southbound with an accident right about at Burleigh that's blocking the left lane. So delays kicking in right about at Silver Spring. Don't really let up till you get past the accident scene at Burleigh. Northbound on 41's a bit heavy out of the Zoo interchange up past Watertown Plank Road. Northbound